All right, hey folks, my name is Drew. I run under the pen name D.S. Davis. I'm an independent literary fiction novelist and a special ed middle school English teacher here in the state of Florida. I wanted to do a video about teaching. Um, for any folks who maybe are thinking about getting into the profession, who have been part of it before, and who maybe want to come back to it, um, or maybe just for folks who are teachers. And who want to see if other people are going through the same stuff they're going through. So, and of course, for anybody on the outside, this teaching is sort of a hot button issue of our times. Many states are looking to change their model and how education is done. It's important to have a teacher's perspective on those things. I don't speak for all teachers. I definitely would not ever try to speak for all teachers. This is a very diverse group of people. It's a very diverse class of workers, and that's one of its strengths. So I'm here to just give, because everybody loves a good top 10 list, a top 10 reasons why I like teaching, why I love going to work, and why I really like my job. All right, so the number one reason is the hours, and not so much the fact that we work like 30 minutes less contractually than most jobs, but that there is a consistency in the hours throughout the year. Pretty much every day, I know pretty much every day I'm going to be at my desk at 7:05, and that at 2:35 I can go home. Now, almost never do I get to actually go home at 2:35 because we got stuff to do. The job requires a lot more work than you can fit in that contractual time period, because what people don't understand is that we can't do the clerical work of the job during the day. I mean, that is instruction time. That is when we are in front of the students, and if you are an effective teacher, you should not be able to do something while you're teaching. You should be in front of the students, going hard all day. I mean, we have to, especially with this generation of kids, to keep them engaged. Like, that is what is required. The number two thing is the people. I love being around teachers. Teachers are a very special group of people. Very interesting group of people. Can be a little bit of a quirky and kind of a weird crowd. These are people that work for pretty low wages on a job that's very important, and who are willing to do that for years and years and years and years, and to do whatever is necessary in their life to make that work. So I'm very proud of the people I work with. I'm very proud to go work and to see these people every day. And like, if you're going to go at a mission with people, these are the kind of people that I want to be going at that mission with. It makes me feel comfortable when I'm at my job, because I know these people have each other's backs, and I know a lot of educators feel the same way. Number three, public service. I come from a family of public servants. My father was a firefighter and a fire chief. My mom was a nurse. My sister will be a teacher soon. My brother is a firefighter. Most of my aunts are nurses. I got multiple cousins who are educators. My grandfather was a New York police officer. In my family, like, this is just what we do. And, I've tried other things. I had a bit of a chaotic start to my professional career. I worked in tech. I worked in data analytics. I worked as a legal assistant for a hot moment. And I found my way back. And on my way back, it definitely felt like home when I was back in the classroom. This is where I was supposed to be, in the classroom, serving my community just like my family has done for generations. All right, number four, diversity of thought and experience. I don't mean this in this cultish, holier than thou way. Here's what I mean by that. I grew up in a very sheltered environment in a very affluent, privileged community. And I didn't get to see much outside of that until, maybe my 19th birthday. And now I don't work in a community that's anything like that. And, both feel equally like home to me. The people that I work with are super different than me. The people that I teach are super different than me. The parents that I meet are super different than me. The administrators that I meet are super different. The folks at the district level, the politicians surrounding education. Different schools are different than our school. Public schools are different than private schools. Charter schools are similar to public schools and different from private schools, but like private schools in some way. This is a really, really diverse community, and it's super interesting to be a part of it because you're not just around people who are like you every day. Number 5 is my passion for literacy. I'm a reader, I'm a writer, and I get to teach people how to read and write. And to me, that's super cool. I've been in jobs that I didn't necessarily understand the core of them. And in those jobs, you just sort of survive in your day-to-day. I don't ever feel like I'm on survival mode in the classroom. I feel like I know what I'm talking about. And I feel like even when the kids don't know what I'm talking about, that I have a way to get them there, and I can find a way. I know I can find a way to connect with the kids on that level. Number 6 is the seasonality. School is almost the same seasons across the board throughout the United States. Almost all schools ramp up in August to September, and almost all of them wind down in May or June. I mean, I don't have to tell you that it's a massive perk to have the summer off. Now, we don't get paid for the summer. I know that's a common misconception, is that people think we get paid to be off all summer. You know, we work 10 months of the year. We get paid 10 and a half months of the year. So a lot of us have to find summer jobs, look for some way to bring in a little extra income, which is all right. I mean, you know, that's no problem. Like I said, educators, we do what we got to do to stay in the profession, because staying in the profession means that we're executing that mission. And that's the biggest deal out of everything. And it also makes it easier. Like, I got married this year. It makes it easier to plan life events, to plan vacations, to plan a wedding, to plan, you know, if you're trying for a family. So it makes that a little bit easier. Number 7 is one that I've had to learn, and it's the kids. I am not somebody who like really enjoyed being around kids very much. I've sort of had to learn that. I'm not like a lot of educators, especially at like the elementary level, are people who just like love kids and they want to be around kids and they want to help kids all the time. I prefer to work with adults, and that's not good or bad. That's just my own preference. You know, being around kids for 7 hours a day is something that took a little bit of getting used to for me. Not because they're not, and it's a hard thing to explain. I almost feel like I want to say because you have less mature conversation, which is true, but it's more so that like you are the figure in the room. You are the adult in the room, and nobody else is. So, you know, it is kind of nice in a more adult atmosphere to be more among peers than to be like the leader all the time in the room. And of course, you know, there is the maturity thing. Like, sometimes kids just are not that interesting. Their conversations are just not that interesting. So that's a hard thing to get past. But working with kids is super gratifying because you get to see them grow so much. You get to see them go from not being able to write a sentence to be able to write full essays. Not being afraid to do something such as speak in front of the class, to get to a point where they're volunteering to speak in front of the class. And those little wins are super gratifying, especially in a school like mine, where a lot of the kids are not expected to succeed. They're expected to reach a baseline level, and that's like a big win for them. So when they exceed that baseline, it's huge. It's amazing. Number 8 is the mission, which kind of goes hand in hand with the kids. The mission is the mission. Teaching is a highly politicized profession. There's a lot of things thrown around about what our intentions are in the classroom. The good teachers know that the intention is to teach the kids. Your job is to teach the kids. Everything else goes out the wayside when it comes down to it. The mission is to battle back against ignorance, okay? Because an ignorant society is not a strong society. Kids need to know how to read, know how to write, know how to do math, be decently proficient with computers, know science so they can understand the world around them, know history so that they can know where they came from. They need to know how to take care of themselves physically, mentally, spiritually. This is the mission, and a lot of stuff tries to sort of leak into that, and we can get bogged down with legalities and paperwork and parents who maybe we're misfiring with, but at the end of the day, the mission is unending. Like, either you taught the kid and he learned something and he grew, or he didn't, or she didn't, and so that's a pretty humbling thing. Like, you either succeeded or failed with this student, and that doesn't go away. Number 9 is my this profession aligned with my natural ability. Like I said, I come from a family of servants, of people who want to help people and who want to enrich the communities that they are part of. That was just in me. I have a natural leadership thing from my family. A lot of the folks that came before me found leadership on a very human level, not a national level, not a state level, but within their communities, within their units of work, were leaders in their field. And then number 10, I always say, like, the classroom is the center of the world. Like, it is the center of communities. It is a hot button on almost any political issue of the time, and it's a very emotional place because people's kids are involved, and that's what you got to understand as a new educator, when you run into issues with parents, is that they are emotional because the most important thing in the world to them is why we're having a conversation. And so you get to be part of this sort of like energy center where all of these things are converging, and you get to be a part of that conversation. Now, a lot of people shy away from that, and that's okay too. You shouldn't be there if you don't want to be there. But to be part of the growth of your community, of a country, of a world, of a consciousness, and to be tasked with serving people and to be trusted with that is an unbelievable feeling, and it is one that you cannot take lightly. If you start to take it lightly, you got to get out of the classroom and you got to move aside, and somebody else has got to come in, because you can't do this halfway. So that's 10 reasons why I like being a teacher. If you are a teacher, if you want to be a teacher, if you got questions, comments, anything, go ahead and shoot them down in the comments there. And I appreciate you listening. Thank you.